not very bright. Oh, can you put the other lights on, please? Hi, everybody. Ah, there we go. We've got light. That's almost too light, but that's good. That's fine. Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Mental mind treatments. Here we are. Welcome and saying hi to Karen, Marianne, and Karen M. Karen B and Cam and me already. Okay, my friends here, what helping me with the computer. We were working on having the camera space not be absolutely wide. You may notice I have some lovely red flowers behind me, looking great. Anyway, got some news on things. Last week, I think it was last week, we did some mental mind treatments for baby Barrett. And I'm going to be working with that today too. He has improved immensely to the fact that the doctor, we got a letter from Karen Lee, and she was saying the doctor even said, couldn't believe the improvement of the baby. And so we are going to do our mental mind treatment tonight on to keep improving and the systems, etc., is stabilizing. So he keeps getting healthier, healthier, and healthier. I'm just going to tip this back a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so I made the numbers. I got 20, 15, and 12. And basically what that tells me is that the acceptance of the growth, the healing, and everything, but there's still some worry. And parents can worry, and family. There's a lot of family involved in his progress. And so it's the acceptance of knowing, excuse me, that he is going to actually keep on getting well. From what Karen Lee wrote to us was that the doctors couldn't believe how quickly he had improved almost overnight. And it was said to the doctor, well, there was a lot of prayer going on, and that's true. So let's join me in right now thinking of baby Barrett in Toronto area. Okay. Knowing that there is one power and one essence, and knowing that this essence and power can be for everyone. I speak my word for baby Barrett in Toronto area. I know, based on the numbers that we have down here, 20, 15, and 12, that there is a lot of growth and progress and the acceptance of that, but there is also a concern of worry getting in the way. Often what happens in growth and when we're healing is that we improve magnificently, and then it's like we sometimes slip a little. And often that's because the intent gets taken away, or the parent or other people begin to get worried and the energy gets diluted. So the first thing is to watch. And as we send this treatment to baby Barrett, is that we see that it just keeps growing and stabilizing in every which way. So all his systems, especially in the brain, works the way it needs to work for growth, for health, and wellness. Okay, here we go. I know there is one power and one essence, and I know that all of this will work for baby Barrett as he moves forward in his life. That these few weeks, never mentioned few days, but the few weeks that is at this stage of improvement and growth and well-being, that the light within him, the light that says, I am alive, I'm here on planet Earth, and I will be healthy in all ways. And it's like a breath. Every time this child breathes, it's breathing in the wondrous air of being and moving and going further. So anyone else thinks anything else but growth and progress for this child can just breathe themselves. I give thanks in the knowing this, that baby Barrett is getting better with every breath that he takes. I give thanks in knowing that all of us send love, healing energy, awareness, growth, and a perception of acceptance of the energy that is coming within. So I give thanks by releasing this by saying, and so it is. Amen. Okay, I'm going to come to Karen B first of all here. On here, there's some others I've got written down. I'll go back and forth a bit. And good evening to you, my dear. I love the way you've got your little things, little emojis spelled in here. So may I please have a treatment for health that is getting better, which is great. And we've got 32122. 3 is that lovingness, and the 21 is balancing, and 22 is the faith of moving ahead. And this is why it's getting better. So we're going to have constant growth in your health. So let's just go into treatment right away. I know as I speak my word for Karen B, that there is a constant growth, healing inside and out, that there is an acceptance of well-being. Sometimes when we think of miracles, it's hard to believe, and yet it's the allowing the different cells within our body to move into that absoluteness of growth, progress, and being aware. Health is there. I love your numbers. Love, 21 is the acceptance, 22 is faith. The sense of the constant growth in your health and your well-being comes from the faith of knowing that this energy that we talk about, that we touch into, that we bring forward through treatment, prayer, if you will, brings that element of growth constantly, so the health strengthens and deepens within inside. I give thanks in the knowing of this. I give thanks as we release this, knowing that it is done. That every day as you get up, your whole system is working more and more to the absolute health within self. And I release this by saying, and so it is. Amen. I am now going to speak to Kayla, who I spoke to earlier today, who is looking for some energy and deep sleep. Well, I picked the numbers again. Number 4, which is kind of stuck a little bit. Number 3, which is the love energy. And number 1 says everything is possible. When we are healing from a surgery, there are, like the old saying, 3 steps forward and 2 back. But we must remember in the 2 back, there's still 1 ahead. And so it goes when things get stuck and just feeling like, oh my goodness, this is never going to end. But it will, step by step. So 3, the forward, back, the back one may just be that one little bit for a little bit. But that's all. It's not totally back. One of the things Kayla asked for was energy and deep sleep. Deep sleep happens when we let go of worry, concern, anxiety about all the things that may or may not happen. So I'm changing this treatment a little bit from what we talked about on the phone, which is the deep sleep, worry free. I'm adding some words here, worry free. So let's move into treatment. I know there is one power in one essence, and I know that when we attune ourselves into the energy of love, which we know Kayla knows and understands so well, that we let the worry go. We remove it from our space, our minds, all the things that are there. And as we release that, we allow the love energy to come in and fill the spaces up that the worry has taken. Being worry-free allows the deep sleep, allows the body to regenerate. And so energy, healing, and awareness brings everything together in such a wonderful package that it's like a new dawn. And so we know that as Kayla understands how love energy works in so many ways and has done so many wonderful things for other people, that now all that comes back to her to give her the energy for healing, to give her the awareness of deep sleep, and in particular, being worry free, knowing that every day she is getting stronger, more aware, and the healing is happening all the way through her. I give thanks in the knowing of this as I release this, knowing that it is true and the well being is occurring. And I say, and so it is. Amen. I'm taking a deep breath, a little bit of declaring here. And I'm going to speak my word for Marion. And as we have done for several weeks, although I forgot last week, I've much apologized for her new home. Now, the numbers that I picked was 20, 5, and 10. 20 is acceptance of what is. And 5 is more knowledge is needed, more awareness is needed. And number 10 is the wheel of fortune, which is being like the hub of the wheel as things move. Sometimes what occurs is we get a way of thinking of, how do I put that? It's the slots, it's like that we do this, we do this, we do this, we do this. And so we haven't sorted out that how things are going to happen and occur. By the 20, it tells me you just accept what comes. And you don't worry about is that right, wrong, or indifferent. You just accept it and then choose because you are looking at change. Number 10, Wheel of Fortune. You need to be centered to know, okay, bring it on, universe. Let me see what my new home is going to be, how it's going to look, where it's going to be, for instance. And let all the other fears and anxieties and awarenesses that it's got to be this way, that way, or the other gone. It's kind of exciting when we let go of all the restraints, when we let go of that it has to be this way, that way, or the other way, that there is freedom and allowing the universe to create what is best for you. And that's the acceptance. And you just need to be in the center of all that to see what it brings. I'm seeing a little sprout. You know how when they plant trees and we see a lot of trees, but they start off little trees and a little bit of dirt. And they grow to be bigger and have to be transplanted. And this is what's going to occur is that you're going to get transplanted. You're going to be in a bigger bucket, shall we say. The roots are going to be much bigger. The roots, everything. And it's a matter now of allowing the universe to bring that without any supposition, awareness of how, what, when, or where. I give thanks in the knowingness as I move into, by the way, that was explanation, not my prayer, into prayer, knowing there is one power and one essence that works for us all if we allow it to occur. I give thanks in knowing that Marion's new home is being prepared, that the little sapling, I guess you'd call it, right? A little bit of the tree that's been put in is growing and growing and growing. So it's moving in the direction of newness, awareness, and growth. I give thanks in knowing that the new home that Marion is desiring, wanting, is already in progress, is already in play. It may not be as you open the door, but it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. I give thanks in the knowing of this. I give thanks in the direction of where this home is working. I give thanks as I release this, knowing it is being created and being here as soon as possible. And so as I release this, I give thanks by saying, and so it is. Amen. Okay, I've got one more here before I go back to my charts here, and that's my friend Terry, who is visiting. He wants a new suitable job, and the numbers that he gave me was 9, 11, and 17, and I triggered the number 11 because that is really about deciding the direction that you want to go, like you're making the decision. It says the answer lies within, but you need to decide a little bit more to get the energy in so it can be created. So let me see what I want to do with that. Okay, let's just go into treatment. Let's see what comes out. Knowing there is one power and one essence for each and every person who chooses to allow the energy to work with them. I speak my word for Terry. As I speak my word for Terry, a new suitable job. What it shows here, the answer lies within for sure, and the decisions that is made by him to create balance and awareness of direction is important. Sometimes the universe needs guidance from the mind, from the decision factor on the internal, in order to present. It's like if the playing field is too large, it's almost not sure which way to go. Like, what about this or this? Yeah, this or that. It's too. I know because I've spoken with Terry what he wants, and I'm just going to suggest that he gets very clear, even more clear on what he really prefers, when he makes his preference. And so his order into the universe is clearer. When you have that, and I want all of you to be aware of this, when you put in your order, are you being clear? Very often we're not. How I often, when I'm lecturing, talk about this, I say, who goes, and I know people who do this, by the way, do you go into a restaurant and say to the waiter, bring me whatever? I have been at meals where people have done that. Rare, though. People, very rare that they do that. We put our order in, and it's very important to have an really clarity. Like if I can't have A, maybe I can have B or even C. But there's some clarity, which I know there is here, but what the numbers tell me is that you'll be more specific, more specific. So, treatment. I know within the one power and the one essence, this big, wonderful energy that wants to give you everything that you want needs a little more guidance, a little more direct on. It's almost like saying, bring me this now. And being more clear rather than, yeah, it'll be nice and I want it, but when's it coming? It sort of needs more direction. I give thanks in knowing that with the awareness of more direction, that we can hear the news that Terry's found his new suitable job. Absolutely perfect for him. And his order that he placed is very much there with ease and with grace. And for that knowingness, I let go by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Okay, now I'm just going back here. Oh, hang on a minute. There we go. Got to get it right. I'm just saying, Marion says good, even that was hers for hers. Karen M. I got her here. I was getting a little bit all over the place here. All my Karens. Okay, sweetie, what do we got for you? Greetings, all. She wants 9, 10, 8. Okay. So the answer lies within you, and you know where you want to go because of the 10 having the center, and all you're needing is some strength. But you didn't give me, in this point, any real sense of direction, which is, again, because of the other one I did. I wanted more direction. Okay, I'm just going to give a treatment on this. Directionless. I know in the one power of all things, as I speak my word for Karen M., that the answer truly is inside in the direction. And that as long as you hold true to the essence of yourself and move forward with that, Your awareness of balance, awareness, and knowing that all things need to balance out, what's on the inside will be rectified and seen on the outside. And that brings you to exactly the place of where you want to be. Just think, you know yourself so well. Just allow yourself to move your where you need to be because it'll all be there. And I think you will be very, very happy with changes, if there is any changes that are coming. I give thanks in this as I release this by saying, and so it is. Okay. Karen. Kayla has got on. We've already done hers, wanting to be worry free. May your heart stay open, sending and receiving much love. And then she says, thank you, Norma, for the deeply peaceful message, I think it was. Yeah. Karen B says, thank you so much. I feel lighter and happier this week as health is improving. Yay. Well, we've been working on that for a while. You've been really facing a lot of dealing with a lot of things, and I'm really happy to hear that. Math So 7. Let's see. I think I've answered your email fairly sufficiently. This just woke up, made it, and here's your numbers down here. Eyes, let's see, eyes. I'm glad you made it. As I said, if you send me an email early, that's fine. A lot of times that works for people, especially in your time frame. And then visa, we got 2 questions here, and visa is 3, 5, and 8. Okay, eyes. Well, we've been working on your eyes now for some time. You have said in other emails and things that there seems to be improvement, which I'm very happy about. In both of the eyes and the visa, you've led off with a 3. 3 is the Empress, representing the true love force of life. Eyes, though, you then go into the 7, which is leaving the past behind, which I'm very happy about because we've talked about that, of being stuck in what's gone on before. And now you're moving out. And 19, hey, your eyes, you won't even have to think about them soon. It's like you're letting go of the last residues from your childhood. Anything that your mind goes back to your childhood, just eradicate it or exit out or do whatever you've got to do because you're heading in the right direction and you don't want to be pulling back anything from that childhood era. I give thanks for that. Now your visa. 3, do your prayers, do your thinking, know that it's in God's hands. I think part of it is you've got to know that things being done. 5, to me, is it's really, I just feel confused when I look at that. I'm just trying to think about with 6 is the lovers, but it's a hierophant. It's like, yes, there's more knowledge needed, but I'm feeling like maybe 6 could have been more of the appropriate number of being confused. And this is about, and the way I drew the 8 is so balanced. So what are we, I know all the concerns are 7, because I've got your emails, I've read the reports, I've seen what you wrote. How do we trust the universe? We have a subconscious mind very often that doesn't want to go in trust. It does not want to allow us, we'll say, to believe. So that means the conscious mind has to exert a little more faith, a little bit more awareness. Knowledge is needed. It's about faith. Because when I really look at how I drew the 8, and those of you who come, you know how I draw things sometimes is where I get the information. There's just a little bit of, on the upside of the 8, a little gap. So your faith in the strength of getting what you want is a little bit tenuous. And that's what I'm sensing here with this. Your eyes, I'm really happy with. This one, it's about belief. I know you had a tough time. I know you run into people that give you a tough time when you go to look for your visa and get it. I think you've got to move beyond the people and trust the process. Trust the universal love source that is there saying yes. Now remember, because you know tarot, so here we go. Number 8 is strength. What is strength card do? It's dealing with a lion, if you're with the rider deck, like I am. A lion, daisy chain around the neck of the lion. She has the lion suppressed, and she's got the wonderful infinity sign over her head. The infinity sign is a sign of 8. We're going to trust. And I know at times it's difficult to trust when everything in the legalities of it is saying, I don't know, no, 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 no. The thing is, you can't buy that. It goes right through your ears, doesn't matter. Because you're saying inside, yes, 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 yes. Doesn't matter what they say. The bottom line is you want that visa. You're nearly there. You're nearly there. So believe. I wrote down beside this belief. There's some part of you that thinks the administration of the people of the visas is bigger than you. No, God's bigger. The universal love energy is bigger, however you perceive it. Know and trust, for that is the importance of what that is. Okay, I think that's it for tonight. We went through those quite early. Okay, if there's nothing else, Karen Merker says, thanks, beautiful treatment. I was praying for me. Well, that's nice. I appreciate that. Marion says, thank you so much. Norma, oh, I like thank yous. It's always nice to receive those. And I just want to wish you well for this coming week. Remember, I will be here Wednesday. And remember, the following Wednesday, which will be the 24th of December, I'm going to be reading my Christmas story that I've been working on. Kind of a combination of some of the other years when I've written things. I've kind of made it. I've been timing it to make sure it's about 20 minutes. Possibly more because you know me, I might add something here or there. I doubt it though. I just want you to get, I know right now there's lots of things going on for Christmas. And also, if you give an extra thought to baby Barrett, he keeps improving, stabilizing more and more, and that we all see him delightful. That there's still some things in the brain, mostly, that have to be taken care of. But just know that love is there for him as he goes and sleeps and wakes up and is a delightful baby. I give thanks for you all. Thank you so much for being here, supporting, loving. Still dealing with my new computer a bit, but my friend Terry was here and he's helped me a great deal. So we're feeling a little more confident and I can read it so much easier. It was such small print and I was having trouble. Blessings. I love you. And I will be back Wednesday morning. Bye now.